So self-talk as a musician, as an independent artist.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what is self-talk?
My understanding of the term self-talk is what you're allowing yourself to think on a daily basis. So self-talk may imply that it's what you're saying to yourself, but it's also what you're allowing yourself to absorb. Because, for example, I may have a deadline to learn a song for an artist, and in my head I've already said, nah, you're not going to learn this in time. I have the capability to learn that song with enough time to do a great performance to smash it out of the park. But I often am very pessimistic. I'm like, yeah, you won't get this done. You're not going to do it in time. You're not good enough. And a lot of the imposter syndrome kind of takes over. So I start allowing those intrusive thoughts to come in, even though it's not what I'm telling myself. I'm allowing myself to think those thoughts.
Would you say, because the thing is like loads of people, right, we battle with internal thoughts. We battle with self-talk.
Yeah.
I know for myself, I allowed my negative self-talk to be disguised as like mindset or challenging myself.
Talk more about that.
So for example, like I'll outright just like, it's like what we was talking about, if I ever spoke to anyone else how I speak to myself, that's insane. I'll probably be in prison.
You wouldn't accept it.
Like, for example, say you're doing, like, I'm doing a YouTube video.
Yeah.
This is why I can't script, because if I script a YouTube video, I have to write something premeditated and then read it back. It will never get uploaded. So the only way I can do it is I set like a hard rule for myself. I'm just going to roll the camera and I'm just going to talk to the camera about this thing or whatever it is, and I'm just going to let it go.
I like it.
And then ultimately I'll just edit it down and cut out what I don't like, but I absolutely must upload something.
Facts, yeah, I like that.
If I was to ever script, like, nothing would get done, because I would literally just pull it to shreds. I'll be like, that's terrible, that's rubbish. How could you even say that? There's even times when I'm on camera and I say, like, out loud, like, bro, what are you talking about? Why did you even say that? Because I'm so critical of myself. If I was ever that critical of other people, it just, like, if I'm playing something in, like, I'm so quick to delete something. Like, I'll just be like, this is terrible, this is rubbish, and I'll just delete it. Like, there's no consideration of, but it could be, or I could make it. It's just like, it's gone, it's deleted. And I'm like that with many things. Like, if I'm working on a project and, I don't know, I'm trying to think, it's so crazy, because it's almost like the self-talk's hiding, because I'm trying to articulate examples of the self-talk, but I can't think of any of them now.
But check this. Imagine, like, the way you talk to yourself when you're recording or whatever it is, like, the kind of, like, I often don't think it's what you say, it's how you say it. So if you were to talk to an artist you were recording or developing, like you talk to yourself in those moments, there's a good chance that they may not want to work with you again.
Okay, so that's good. So I'll imagine you're Alex, and you're here to, like, make a beat in a session, and I'm also Alex in his mind, the self-talk. So, like, if you are playing something, and you messed up, like, bro, don't you practice? Bro, I just come in there wasting man's time. Like, what do you mean you're making mistakes? Bro, you telling me you sit in front of a computer 10 hours a day for the last 2 decades and you're just messing up mistakes like that? What is going on, bro?
That wouldn't work.
Like, bro, literally, like, if you're playing in your drum patterns and I'm like hearing it's out of groove, I'm like, bro, you're whack, bro. Like, bro, you're so rubbish.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell?
And those are the kind of things, like, I'm telling myself, bro, are you not a drummer, mate? Why you keep messing this part up? What's wrong with you, mate? Play your drums. And it's like, you wouldn't speak to anybody else like that.
But you know what? I will say that I've had more patience for myself as of late, though. I think the problem before, and I think that's what's good about raising awareness to this, is a lot of people don't realise there's such a thing as self-talk. Like, they're not self-aware that there's a distinction between that voice you hear in your head and your actual self. For me, for many years, I allowed it to exist as one in the same. And when I became aware of it, it's almost like you become an enemy of yourself, because you're like, bruv, well, who are you talking to like that, bro? What do you mean, bro? No, man, I'm good at this, bro.
Facts.
So even like with YouTube, for a long time, I didn't start it because my self-talk was, no one likes you. Like, you're talented, so people entertain you and people tolerate you because they know what they can get from you, which is beats or music or whatever.
Word right there.
But when you strip all of that talent away,
who are you?
Even then, like it cringes to say I'm talented, but people have told me I'm talented, so I'll
100%.
accept it.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm like, people just actually don't like you, Alex. So now you're in front of a camera, you're no longer going to be around people who are sugarcoating. You're going to be around people who actually don't owe you to be polite to you. They're going to rip you to shreds. And it was the maddest thing because people were like, they thought I was funny, and I was funny. I was like, I know my wife laughs at my joke, but she's got a ring, like she has to do that. Do you know what I mean? But
That's what you signed up for.
Other people were laughing and stuff, and I really realised like this narrative in my mind isn't real, and it's mad because obviously that sounds basic, but I think we can live a lot of our lives not realising that as musicians, what we say about ourselves doesn't actually reflect what's actually existing.
Check this. I learned recently as well that a lot of what we think, we're not in control of it. So we are not like our thoughts, and we're not in control of them. So it's definitely not something that we're controlling. So like the term intrusive thoughts, like somebody being intrusive is forcing their way in.
If someone intruded in my house, they're not welcome. They broke in.
Yeah, exactly.
Intrusive thoughts.
Exactly, yeah. See? So these are things that are forcing their way in. They shouldn't be there. If you have to intrude, the term intrude means to impose on. You're not meant to be there. You don't have permission to be there. So like with meditation and breath work and stuff like that, I'm trying to get better at just, okay, you recognize it, okay, no worries, but just let it keep going. It's like being stood in front of a lake and just seeing a log of wood go past, and you've recognized it, but okay, it will just keep going.
Do you know, it's crazy because I've never met a musician that actually thinks they're good enough.
Oh, yeah. None of us do.
and actually, I would even go as far as to say the reason why they're so excellent at what they do is because they don't think they're good enough, and they're pursuing what their idea of being good enough is, which is constantly moving. So they're constantly just becoming excellent and better and better and better. But it's like that feeling of having never arrived. Yeah. But yeah, musicians, I find, I guess when you're creative, you have to be sensitive, which means your heart has to be on your sleeve a lot more. And I wonder if that's why we have those challenges, or we're much more aware of the mental challenges.
Yeah, so check this. So we, as creatives and musicians and musos, that's the term, musicians, you muse. Everything is a muse. It's something that we use to create something else. We operate at a plane that's in a small percentage of people in the world. Because there aren't very many people who get up in the morning.
You're special, madam.
Come on, don't let anybody tell you anything different, guys. We are a very small percentage of people that have chosen to go the other way. Whilst everybody, and don't get me wrong, I work a 9 to 5, but I'm also chasing this creative dream, and so everybody else that works a 9 to 5 and is chasing a dream, keep going. It gets easier, I promise. Actually, no, that's a lie. It doesn't get easier, but you get used to it.
It's deep. There's just conversations in the Barbican. We've been here since, we met up at 2.
Yeah, so we've been here since about half 3,
8:30 now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, music producers go outside. Not even go outside alone, sometimes go outside with your friends, whatever, because having these kind of conversations, stepping away from the studio and environment, and just being able to just speak with your brothers, your sisters, whatever it is, or just hang out with your friends or your family, or just find a community that you could be a part of, is so key, so important. Because if we just sit there with those intrusive thoughts, they're going to defeat you. But the great thing about a thought is as soon as you say it out loud, someone can now take it away.
There we go.
For example, if I'm feeling in myself, I'm rubbish at this, Miles now has the capacity to be able to say, Alex, you're great at this because of X, Y, Z, to list out some statistical, factual information that makes me go, oh, that thought's just wrong.
It's not real.
Whereas if I'm not outside and I'm just indoors thinking these things over and over again, then those thoughts, there's no one to combat them. And ultimately they can win that battle. So this is my campaign for producers to go outside.
Producers, get yourself outside. Come on, get yourselves
Thank you,
outside.
Buzz.
Come on, man.
Good convo.
My pleasure.
Good chat, bro.